are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here with my brother Tim. And today, we get a lot of action today. We get a full slate, of course, of college football. It's College Football Saturday. We have 5 games lined up for you guys here today that we're going to talk about. If you guys want to hear any other games, any other opinions we have on games, let us know in the live chat. And then we also got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 games in the National Hockey League. Love to see it there. And then we have, of course, a championship series game. Now, we don't have the line for the Dodgers game yet.
Yeah, we do.
We do? We do have the line on our book?
No, not on our book, but we got that.
Okay, then we do have a line. I believe we have a picture for the Dodgers. So should be, we got a couple games for you guys there on baseball. So it should be a packed show for this one. So we're not going to waste too much time. But before we get into today's slate, before we look at today's games, all the hockey, all the college football, the 2 championship games or league championship games in the MLB, we'll take a look back at what happened yesterday. Yesterday, a lighter slate on Friday. 3 games in the NHL. We got a couple of college football games. We had the baseball game. And we'll start it off with you here, Tim. How was your day yesterday?
Oh, I don't think I missed. No, I'm kidding. I missed on the Syracuse money line that I took a half-unit stab on, which almost freaking cashed. That one was close. That one, they missed a field goal with 30 seconds left that could have sent it into overtime, and who knows from there. But no, yesterday was a great day. Start off in the ALCS game 1. Nailed the Houston Astros. Didn't look good for a while, but it ended up coming through. College football had Marshall, had Syracuse. Big wins there. Marshall wasn't even close. Syracuse, nice, easy, plus 13 cash. I think that one was one of the more easier bets of the year, at least for me. And then I did have 2 bets in hockey. Obviously, I don't give my hockey stuff out here because there are premium. They're the 2 premium plays because those are the only ones I bet is Nick's premium plays, which last night were the New Jersey Devils and the Vancouver Canucks. So nailed those 2, and then Counter-Strike 3-0 day there. Nailed Mad Lions, OG, and I don't remember the last team, but I hit all 3 of them, which was quite nice to see. So overall, I think I ended up having like a 9-1 day if you count the money line one.
9.5.
9.5. So good overall day, and ready for a college football Saturday.
Oh yeah, I'm super excited for today. Yesterday it was a lighter slate for me. I only had action on 1 football game last night. I had the Marshall Thundering Herd minus 11.5. They absolutely whooped on North Texas last night. The Mean Green was not very mean, and they took care of that business there. The MLB game, I was slightly in the red on that one. That's just because I doubled up on the Houston Astros. I had them first 5 in full game, and I lost the first 5. It is what it is. It happens. And then on the ice, I had a nice 3-1 night, and that the only loss. I'll get into that in just a second. New Jersey Devils. I really like this team. I had them first period and full game. Both my winners last night for premium plays really made me sweat. New Jersey up 2 goals with less than 10 minutes to go. That game went to overtime. The Canucks up 4-2 with less than 10 minutes to go. We went to overtime. We went to a shootout. We shouldn't have had to sweat that much for those 2 winners, but we got them regardless. And my only loser last night was on a Marcus Foligno goal with 7.2 seconds remaining in the 3rd period. We almost had a 3-0 night if you bet all the draws. So my only loss on the NHL slate last night was a plus 152 stab at these Anaheim Ducks, which I think could be a very sneaky team as a home dog this season. So keeping your eye out for that Anaheim team. But overall, last night, can't complain. Finished up around 3 units, and I'm excited for a massive day today. I have way too much action as usual. So why don't we get into it? First, we'll look at the chat, though.
Nice day yesterday. Yeah, really good yesterday. Can't complain about it. 4-0 premium day as well on the site. So always nice to see that. Red Sox or Astros today. We'll go over that game first, so stay tuned. Mischief Moneymakers. Hi Rat. Hey Salem. Garcia versus Nathan. Yeah, it's Nathan Eovaldi versus Luis Castillo. Luis Garcia. Hi, awesome people. Hi, Rat. Had a great with my round robins. Syracuse Astros in the over. Beautiful. That Astros game. What did you get that one at? It was at a 7.5 yesterday.
I don't remember.
Oh no! It was an 8.5, and it finished 5-4. I forgot about the meaningless home run in the ninth.
Yeah, that's right.
So, hey, solid day for you too, Wilhelmina. That's good to see. But speaking of that Boston and Houston game, we'll go ahead and bring that one up, and we'll start off in baseball today, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Houston Astros hosting the Boston Red Sox in this one here. Game 2 of the American League Championship Series. The Astros lead 1-0 after their win last night. And they will now have Luis Garcia on the mound, taking on Nathan Eovaldi in this matchup here. -112, -110-ish for these Astros, around even money here for the Boston Red Sox. Where are you looking at for this game?
Yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it. It's Houston. That's where I'm going with this one. I grabbed the fact that I was able to get them at such a low price is quite nice. I know that Houston will have a little bit of a more difficult road through these playoffs, at least the CS, without Lance McCullers Jr., who did not make the CS roster due to an injury. So the pitching is going to have to step up a little bit. I think Luis Garcia is definitely one that can. Nathan Eovaldi has been one of the more consistent pitchers for Boston. But for this game in Houston, I'm on the Houston Astros. I think they get the job done. And it would also be a lean towards the over as well in this game. I think you're going to see a lot more offense in this series than you have in previous series. So it would be a lean towards the over, but my favorite bet from this one will be the Houston Astros.
Yeah, I really like the Astros in this matchup here. And the Astros are going to be a team I'm probably going to back for the rest of the season. I think this is my World Series team now that I'm probably just going to ride to the end. This is a very talented Houston team. I've reiterated this. Feels like every time we talk about this team, they have one of, if not the best lineups in baseball. They've got a good enough pitching staff for their offense to keep them in games. And I like Luis Garcia. He's a decent rookie. And but looking on the other side here, Nathan Eovaldi, in his 2 starts in the postseason, he pitched in that wild card game against the Yankees, went 5 1/3, gave up only 1 earned run on 4 hits. And then against the Rays, in that 13-inning game, he did give up 2 earned runs on 3 hits and 5 innings pitched. So he has looked not bad during these playoffs. And looking on the other side, Luis Garcia, he pitched, I believe, in 1 game so far this year. He didn't look good in it, but I think this is a bounce back spot. He did give up 5 earned runs and 5 hits on 2 2/3 innings pitched against the White Sox. That was the only game the Astros have lost in the playoffs so far. But I believe this is a bounce back spot. I definitely think that the White Sox lineup is a lot more talented than this Red Sox lineup. And I think that this is a spot where I just went full game. I didn't complicate it. I went full game with the Astros, didn't mess with the first 5 this one. And I think full game that the Astros are going to win this game, and I think they're going to go up 2-0 heading to Fenway Park in this series.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Sounds good. We do have one other CS game starting today. I know the line's not going to be out on a lot of books. I'll go over this one. Dodgers are a -126 favorite in Atlanta, facing the Braves in game 1. Total of 8 in this game. Max Fried is confirmed for the Braves in this game, but the Dodgers, it's not 100% confirmed, but will most likely be starting Max Scherzer, which is just the reason why I want to go after the Atlanta Braves in this game. Max Scherzer pitched, 3 days ago?
On 2 days rest.
He closed out the game 2 days ago on 2 days rest. From a game that he pitched 108 pitches, 110 pitches, something in that nature. And I just think that this is going to be a spot where we don't really see him too long because he's pitched a lot the last couple of games. He did look good in his close, though, I will say, but that was just a 1 inning time. So I don't know whether or not he's going to come into this full out, if he's going to be as sharp as he normally is, because he's looked good, but he has not looked completely sharp in his couple starts in the playoffs. I know he had a really good start where the Dodgers lost 1-0 on an Evan Longoria home run. I think that was game 3. He looked really good in that game. But he has not just looked the way that he did in the regular season, where he got to a bunch of 3-ball counts, walked a couple batters, and you normally just don't see that from Max Scherzer, who's normally really good with his control. I'm going Atlanta first game at home. I think that's just a good, solid spot. Max Fried has pitched really good during these playoffs, so I'm taking Atlanta in this game. Taking a small dog at home for game 1 of the NLCS.
Yeah, here's the thing with this game. We're getting Max Fried as a dog at home.
Mm-hmm.
I love that spot there. And keep an eye out for the YouTube community posts. I'm probably going to have a play on Atlanta in some way, shape, or form in this game.
It's already up on Picks and Parleys on a free play.
Yeah, I'm going to be on Atlanta. Looking at what Max Fried has done, I don't have all the numbers for Max Scherzer because ESPN doesn't have him listed yet. On the other side here, Max Fried. We were talking about Max Scherzer, the way he pitched when he got to the Dodgers. Max Fried, in his last 12 starts, the Braves are 11-1. Their only loss to that was the Dodgers on September 1st. But his last few starts, he went 6 innings, allowed 0 runs on 3 hits and 9 strikeouts against a Brewers team. He went 7 innings, 1 earned run and 4 hits against the Phillies. A complete game 3-hitter against the Padres. A 7-inning appearance, allowing no earned runs and 3 hits against the Giants. He's been phenomenal in his last 4 starts. He's gone 29 innings pitched and only allowed 1 earned run in his last 4 starts. Max Fried's been absolutely phenomenal, and I think he keeps that up today. The Dodgers are also coming off of a really tough, hard-fought 5-game series versus a divisional rival. So I think this is definitely a flat spot in this game. So give me the Braves here. When that line comes out, I'll post something as an official play on the community post.
I like it. Yeah, we don't have it. We don't have this game bet just yet because there's no line for it on our book. But I will say, and I could probably pull this up real quick. If you guys ever are curious on any free plays from us, I could pull up this just to give you guys an idea. What I'll do is, if you look on under our tab on Picks and Parleys, you can scroll down and it will show you free plays. And today we have Atlanta up as a free play and Houston up as a free play because we already have a bunch of college football plays up. So we figured we're just going to throw the baseball ones up the way that they are and then go from there. I know that it's going to be a really good slate today. So figured throw out a couple of free plays for you guys, especially if we're going especially if we're talking on them on here. So if you guys are ever interested or wanted to know about free plays and stuff for each day, because that's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to throw out a couple extra free plays every single day. So those are the 2 ones for today. Dodgers, Braves. What about Nerfy? Why not? Why not? If you think about it, Max Fried could definitely shut down an inning. And if Max Scherzer's going to pitch today, most likely he's going to come out full swing in that first inning minimum. So, yeah, why not? I don't mind it.
I'm going to counter on this one because this game has Freddie Freeman's solo home run in the first inning written all over it.
Fair enough. That's fair. But I like the Nerfy. I don't mind it. But we'll go ahead. We've got 5 college football games to talk about and then Nick gets to go and spiel a bunch of hockey So,
Oh yeah.
So we'll go ahead and start off in this game. I know Nick's got the play on this one.
Yeah, we have the UCF Knights at the Cincinnati Bearcats in this one here. The Bearcats 21.5-point favorites, number 3 in the nation, or 22-point favorites now, around plus 950 run back here with the Knights of Central Florida. Central Florida coming into this game 3-2, Cincinnati 5-0. Central Florida coming in squeaking by the Pirates of East Carolina in their last game, 20-16, after losing as, I believe, 16-point favorites against Navy in their previous game before that. And on the other side here, of course, we have Cincinnati, who absolutely obliterated last week in against Temple. That did exactly what they needed to. And this is a really good Cincinnati team, as you guys can tell. I mean, this is a team that's now number 3 in the nation that I think could be the first non-Power 5 school to make it to a college football championship if they can just run the table. Looking at what these two teams have done against the spread, Central Florida is actually 1-4 against the spread, minus 7.3. They lose against the spread by 7.3 points a game. Cincinnati's 4-1 on average. They beat the spread by 9.7 points. But looking at this one here, I just feel like this line is a bit too wide on this game, and you're going to start seeing a little bit more inflated numbers here with the Cincinnati Bearcats in this one. I had this one power ranked at Cincinnati minus 17.5, so we are getting some decent value here with the Knights of Central Florida. I'm going plus 21.5, plus 22 here with UCF in this game.
Yeah, I don't mind that. That's cool. And yeah, by the way, with college football, only one of us is going to go over each game just because we have numbers that me and Nick both work on, and we do college football together because there's a lot of games. So it'll be the same for college basketball as well. So, so each one of us will go over one game, or only one of us will go over each game. So we'll go on to the next one, which I'll take. We get Rutgers in this one in Northwestern. Total of 45 in this game. Rutgers are a 2.5-point favorite now. I will say when we put this one in, this game was a pick'em, and it's moved. It's moved a lot up to that Rutgers minus 2.5. We still like Rutgers. It's still a solid spot here. We have them minus 6.5 in this game. Looking at what these two teams have done this year, if my covers wants to, do stuff, please. Thank you. Rutgers is 3-3 this year, 4-2 against the spread. Northwestern is 2-3 this year, 1-4 against the spread. Rutgers is just overall, their losses are not bad losses. I will say that. Their losses this year, Michigan State, Ohio State, and Michigan.
Number 11, number 19 when they played them.
Yeah, exactly. They're losing to top 10 teams. They did have wins against against Delaware, Syracuse, and Temple. But this Rutgers team is legit. They're a good team.
They're a good ATS team, yes.
Yeah, they're good against the spread team, and they're going to put up good numbers, and they're going to cover a 2.5-point spread today. So we're taking Rutgers against Northwestern on the road in this one.
All right, moving on to the next game here. We have the Miami good morning, Turnsy. How you doing today? We have the Miami Hurricanes and the North Carolina Tar Heels in this one here. North Carolina 8-point favorites in this game, around 260 run back here with Miami total 63 in this game. And looking at this one here, we do have Miami coming in 1-4 against the spread this year, so they're not a great ATS team. North Carolina, on the other hand, coming in 3-3, but when it comes to their average against the spread numbers, Miami minus 5.5, North Carolina minus 6.2. And here's the problem with North Carolina is they put up absolute stinkers as big favorites. They lose straight up as a 17-point favorite against Florida State last week, which has been struggling like crazy. They lost it as a 12.5-point favorite against Georgia Tech this year. They lose as a 5-point favorite on the road against Virginia Tech to start the year. And on the other side, we have Miami, who opened the season number 14 overall. They lost to Virginia last week, or a week and a half ago on the 30th, they had their bye week after missing a last-second field goal to lose them the game. Granted, they've played Michigan State and Alabama as their other two losses. So two really good losses other than losing on a last-second missed field goal against Virginia. I like Miami in this one here. I like the +8 on this one, and I wouldn't be opposed to laying half a unit on the +260 for them to pull off the straight-up upset against North Carolina today. North Carolina is not a team I particularly trust right now, especially as a favorite. They have struggled as a favorite this year. So give me the Hurricanes here, +260 or +8, my bad, and a sprinkle on the +260 money line. I didn't put the +260. I haven't bet it yet. I might. But I do like the +8 on this game. I had this power ranked at 3.5, and I had the Rutgers game powered at 6.5.
There you go. I like it. I don't really. I understand. I don't trust UNC right now. If they can't go and beat Florida State, what makes you think they're going to beat Miami? Because I believe Miami is a lot better of a team than Florida State is.
Yeah.
But it's just not. Yeah, that's just not a good spot. What it is a good spot is this Iowa team against Purdue.
Yeah, Iowa here, 11-point favorites in this game. The Boilermakers of Purdue around +345 run back on the money line. Total of 42.5 in this game, a little bit of a lower total. But where are you looking, or where were you looking for this one, Tim?
Yeah, I did a free pick video on this one last night, and I'm all over Iowa. I don't really see why not. The number 2 team in the nation for a reason. It would take a lot for them to get to number 1 because Georgia would need to lose, but this team is solid. A comeback win last week against Penn State. Yes, Penn State's quarterback went out in the second quarter, and they couldn't really.
Clifford, yeah.
So that was kind of a rough thing there for them. But this Iowa team still came back and won that game. They're 6-0 now, 5-1 against the spread. Their only loss against the spread this year was against Colorado State. They got off to a slow start. I'm putting that one by them, because they were also a 24-point favorite in that game. This year, they took care of Indiana, took care of Iowa State, took care of Kent State, took care of Maryland, and then that Penn State game was close. But this is overall a really good Iowa team. And I think they could possibly be dangerous come playoff time. And we're taking them against a Purdue team that this Purdue team has just been very disappointing this year. They're 3-2, but 2-3 against the spread, and they just don't have an offense. Sure, they scored 30 points against Oregon State week 1, fine. 49 points against Connecticut doesn't count. 13 points against Notre Dame, 13 points against Illinois, and then 13 points against Minnesota. None of those are good teams. None of them, besides Notre Dame. Notre Dame's fine. But none of those are good teams. And the fact that they couldn't score on them, and now they go up against it. I wouldn't be surprised if this one was a 17-0 game where Iowa pitches a shutout. This Purdue offense cannot do anything. In terms of statistics this year, they're scoring an average of 23.6 games. That is heavily skewed from that Connecticut game. So without that Connecticut game, they're averaging like less than 20 points a game. So no, I'm not a believer in Purdue. Iowa, I wouldn't be surprised, if this is a 17 or 21-0 game at the end of the day. Iowa, -11. Take the under as well.
Yeah, we also have this game projected at 17.5 for the line.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And looking at this Iowa team, I wouldn't be surprised if they run the table. After today, their last 5 games of the year, Wisconsin, Northwestern, Minnesota, Illinois, Nebraska. And to be honest, we got to ask ourselves, though, with this Iowa team is, have they been tested? They open up the season against number 17, Indiana. They're no longer ranked.
No.
Their second week was against number 9 ranked Iowa State. They're no longer ranked. And the only other game they played against a ranked team was against Penn State, which lost their starting quarterback halfway through the year. So I think that Iowa's still a good team. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know how they'll do playoff time, but I think that this is a team that should run the table.
Yeah. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? Yeah, it's also a lean towards the under in that game just because Purdue has not gone over this year. And with Illinois with Iowa's offense, with Iowa's defense. Sorry, that they're going to stop them. The only thing that's a little bit scary is that Iowa offense is not as consistent as I would hope it would be. They're averaging 31.5 points per game. Most of that's pretty skewed from that 51-point performance against Maryland. Without that Maryland game, they're probably averaging less than 30 points a game. So overall, it's a very hesitant thing, but we do like Iowa in this game. Which will bring us to our last college football game of the day, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Georgia Bulldogs hosting these Kentucky Wildcats. 6-0, battle of 6-0 teams. Number 11, Kentucky. Number 1, Georgia. Finally, they're in the right spot in the rankings now that Alabama had to lose for them to get up to this spot. But they should have been number 1 regardless. This is the best team in the nation. They're 6-0. I believe they're 5-1 against the spread to start the year. Their only game they didn't cover was against South Carolina as 31.5-point favorites. I'll give you the pass there. 5-1 against the spread. On average, they beat the spread by 14.7 points a game. They beat the spread by over 2 touchdowns a game. That's one of the best in the nation. On the other side here, we do have the undefeated Kentucky Wildcats, also 5-1 against the spread. But on average, they only beat the spread by 2.1 points a game. Granted, that was because they were, I think, 20-something point favorites against Chattanooga and won by 5. But looking at this game here, and this game screams a couple weeks ago, Arkansas versus Georgia. A team that was moving way too fast through the rankings up to a top seed. And this is a Georgia team that this game has 28-3 written all over it. This game has 27-3, 28-3, 31-3. I don't see Kentucky really putting up more than double digits in this game. And I think this is going to be...
If they score.
If they score. I think this would easily be a game that's 24-0. I think that potentially Georgia's defense can pitch a shutout here. I definitely lean towards the under in this game. I also like Georgia minus the 21.5. I think that's a very reasonable line. You're not going to get any bargains backing this Georgia team. You can also, at even money, get Kentucky team total under 10.5. I think that's a very good play at even money. So be leaning towards that, but I can see them putting up 13 points and ruining that. But I like the team total. I'm leaning team total under 10.5 with these Kentucky Wildcats, but I like the Georgia Bulldogs minus the 21.5 in this game.
Because honestly, looking at the standings and the rankings, you get Georgia, Iowa. It's a big difference between 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, my power rankings between 1 and 2 in college football. Let me get these up real quick. I have Georgia power ranked at around a 7.5 point favorite on a neutral field against Alabama, which I have ranked second on my power rankings. And then I have Ohio State, then Michigan, then Cincinnati in my personal betting power rankings. So yeah, that's where I'm looking at for that one. I think that they're touchdown favorites against anybody on a neutral field.
Why not? M. Hernandez says Dodgers and Astros money line. Sounds like a good 1-in-1 day, dude. We got Atlanta.
Yeah. But
now here's where I sit back and I'll announce the games and have Nick just rattle off a bunch of numbers and I'll agree with him because I have no clue what he's talking about. We get NHL now. We get to start off with the Arizona Coyotes taking on the undefeated Buffalo Sabres. Sorry, I had to say it because Buffalo slight favorites at home at minus 110. They're 1-0 this year after beating Montreal. I think it was 5-1 a couple nights ago. Arizona lost badly to Columbus in their first game, 8-2. Total of 5.5 in this game. Nick, where are you going?
Yeah, looking at this one here, I'm just getting up starting lineups here for today's games. As ugly as this may look, I'm on the side of the Arizona Coyotes in this one. Carter Hutton and Dustin Tokarski projected in net for this game. I'm still not a fan of this Buffalo Sabres team. I still think they're going to be one of the worst teams in hockey. and I saw projection wise, Arizona was supposed to beat Columbus in that game. That Carter Hutton just looked horrible in net in game number 1 there. And for me, the one thing that I just can't trust, and I will not do this the entire season, if I'm looking at the Buffalo Sabres and there is a minus next to their name for their money line, I'm looking the opposite way. I'm looking to get plus money fading the Buffalo Sabres, which sounds absolutely insane. But I like the Arizona Coyotes in this matchup here. I had this game projected around minus 105, minus 110 for the Coyotes. You can get around plus 107 for them now. I like Arizona in this spot. I think that they can pull off a slight upset here. I think the Buffalo Sabres are going to be a little bit high on themselves. I mean, maybe, but no, Arizona looked absolutely horrible, so I can see people backing Buffalo. I understand why Turnsy's on Buffalo here. They looked very good against the Montreal Canadiens in their first game. Granted, it was at home, and it was a second half of a back-to-back for Montreal in that game. I should have seen that one coming. It was their backup goalie for Montreal. I want to see what this Buffalo team can do when they're playing someone on a day on rest and not coming in on a back-to-back. And I don't trust Buffalo as a favorite. So give me the Coyotes here, plus 107. I personally got them at plus 102. I think there's value all the way up to around minus 105, minus 110 here on the Arizona Coyotes. I'm on Arizona here in the early game.
Sound good. Yeah, that one starts at 1 o'clock p.m. The next game will start at 6. We get the New York Islanders in Florida taking on the Panthers. Panthers are a minus 130 favorite in this game, total of 5.5. Islanders 0-1 coming off the loss against the Carolina Hurricanes 6-3. Florida coming off of a win, I believe it was against Pittsburgh in overtime, and that was 2 nights ago. I know I was getting it up. I was just making sure I had the right team. So 1-0 Florida versus 0-1 New York. Where are you going in this one?
Yeah, I didn't get to anything on this game. If I were, I'd be looking at the Florida Panthers in this spot. The New York Islanders, this is the truth with this team. It's going to be a rough start to the season. They start the year with 13 road games, and they go from playing in Raleigh the other night against a very good Hurricanes team to heading into Florida here to play a really good Panthers team. For goalies, Ilya Sorokin is going to be in net, and I'm expecting a bounce-back performance from him a little bit here. Sergei Bobrovsky is going to be in net for Florida. I'm waiting for them to put Spencer Knight in eventually. This is what kept me off of Florida. If they told me Spencer Knight was playing tonight for the Florida Panthers, I would have money on this Panthers team tonight. This is just a spot where I had this game projected around Florida minus 140. You're getting Florida around minus 130, so it's a slight value here with the Panthers in this spot. Especially with Matt Martin on IR, and we're still not going to have Semyon Varlamov as your backup goalie, or as the in the goalie tandem here. So Sorokin should get the start. If they announce for whatever reason Corey Schneider gets a start, I'm going to slam the Florida Panthers, but I'm expecting Ilya Sorokin in net for the Islanders today. It'd be a lean towards the Panthers in this spot. I just did not get involved in this game.
Fair enough. Go Islanders. Fair enough. That's the 6 o'clock game. We'll move to a 7 o'clock game. This one is between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Washington Capitals. Tampa Bay is a slight favorite, minus 125 in this game. Total of 6.5. Tampa Bay 1-1 this year. Loss on opening night versus Pittsburgh. A win 2 nights ago, and with a overtime humongous comeback against the Detroit Red Wings. Solid there. And then Washington are 1-0 this year, coming off of a win 5-1 against the New York Rangers. Where are you going in this one, Nick?
I need to see who's playing goaltender for this Tampa Bay team right now. We don't have a confirmed goaltender. Plain and simple, Andrei Vasilevsky's looked like crap the first 2 games here, where he gave up 6. There was 6 goals against with the Penguins and 6 with the Red Wings. And I had the Red Wings in regulation that game, so that was a tough beat for me in that one there. It was a personal play. It was half a unit on a plus 310 line. But this is a Tampa Bay team where I'm not expecting them to go crazy in the regular season here. This is a team where they're like, okay, they did this last year. We don't need to be the best team in the regular season. We just need to make the playoffs, and then we can win the cup from there. I would lean towards the Washington Capitals in this game, to be completely honest, as home underdogs here. It's projected to be Vitek Vanacek, not confirmed, but it's tough to really confirm goalies this early in the morning. But I would lean towards the Washington Capitals in this game. I got absolutely nothing for the line here. I had this, or no value on the line is what I should say. I had Tampa Bay power ranked as minus 120 favorites in this game, and they're minus 123. So I see no value on this game here on either side. So this was an easy pass for me.
Sounds good. Keep on moving on. We get the New York Rangers taking on the Montreal Canadiens. This one's pretty close to a pick'em. 107-103 on our book. The Rangers are 0-2 this year. They lost on the opening night to the Capitals that we just talked about, and then they lost 2 nights ago to the I got the Stars, because we had the Stars that night. Canadiens 0-2 this year, losses to the Maple Leafs and losses to the Buffalo Sabres. This one's in Montreal with a total of 6. Nick, where are you looking in this one?
Yeah, 2 winless teams. One's going to get their first win tonight. And once again, I see no value on this line. I had this game lined as a pick'em. This is a 107-103 pick'em. It'd be a lean towards the Rangers in this spot to get a nice little bounce back spot win here. I don't think I'm going to be touching the Rangers for a little bit, though. They've looked really bad. It is going to be Igor Shesterkin in net here or it's expected to be Igor Shesterkin in net for the New York Rangers. On the other side, Jake Allen, their starting goalie now with Carey Price out, is going to be in net. So, I mean, I'm not going to get involved in this game here. I don't see any value on this one here, and I feel no need to get to the Rangers or the Canadiens here. So this one's going to be a pretty simple pass for me. Be a lean towards the Rangers, but I'm not getting involved in this one.
Any thoughts on that total of 6?
I could see an over in this one. I think that the overs in Canadiens games are going to make sense. Their goalie tandem is not great right now, and this is a Montreal team that does have scoring power. And I mean, I love the offense that the Rangers have. I heard Babano mention the other day that a good prop to look for are shots over for Adam Fox. So if you guys are into player props, I personally don't bet them, but a shots on goal prop for Adam Fox I think would be an interesting look. But for me, it would be a lean towards the over with this total.
Sounds good. Figure I'd keep you on your toes. Next game of the day, we get the Dallas Stars in Boston taking on the Bruins. Bruins having their first game of the year tonight. Dallas Stars 1-0 this year with an overtime win versus the Rangers, 3-2. Total of 5.5 in this game. Boston's favored at a minus 165. Are we leaning towards Boston, or is the Dallas Stars getting another win?
This is a pass for me here. I had this game lined at 150, and the Stars are plus 150. I see no value on this line once again. This is going to be the first game here for these Boston Bruins. They're going to have Jeremy Swayman in net. That is confirmed. On the other side, Anton Khudobin is going to be in net for these Dallas Stars. And this is going to be an interesting game. I would probably lean towards the Stars as underdogs here, but I'm not getting involved in this one. I don't have too much action considering it's a 14-game slate with this NHL card, but it would be a lean towards the Stars in this matchup here. No action on this one, though.
Fair enough. We get the Seattle Kraken up next. They go into Columbus to take on the Blue Jackets. Kraken got their first win in franchise history the other night versus Nashville. And they did lose their first opening game against Vegas. That one was a close one. Columbus, oof. They really put on a show the other night against Arizona, putting up 8 goals. against them, winning 8-2. This one's essentially a pick 'em, a little bit more of the juice towards that Seattle side. Total of 5.5 in this game. Are we releasing the Kraken again?
I love the Kraken in this spot here. I think this is a very undervalued team kicking on off here. I bet the Kraken the first 2 games. I cashed them plus 1.5 game 1 against the Knights. I cashed the money line against the Nashville Predators 2 nights ago. And I'm going right back to the Kraken here tonight. I had this game power ranked at Seattle minus 150. So I definitely see some value here on the Kraken in this spot here. And really, that first game for the Columbus Blue Jackets, one thing that I didn't notice that I didn't realize they were doing, and I'm glad it stayed off the Coyotes for this reason. That first game, they honored their goaltender that passed in the offseason. And they had a whole ceremony for him, and he was number 80, and so I think that was kind of a nice little thing there that they did there. But yeah, this is a spot where I can see this being a little bit of a letdown spot. Seattle Kraken are a team I absolutely love this season. I see plenty of value here with Seattle in this game. I'm on them here at minus 115. I personally got it at minus 101 yesterday. I tend to bet my games as early as possible. I beat some line movements here, especially on that last game of the night. But I definitely like the Seattle Kraken in this spot.
I like it. We'll keep on moving on. This is probably this is the biggest spread of the day. We get the Ottawa Senators in Toronto facing off against the Maple Leafs. Toronto is a minus 260 in this game. They're 1-1 this year. Early win. It was opening night against the Montreal Canadiens. Yep. And then they lost the other night to Ottawa. In Ottawa, though. On the other side, Ottawa, you had them first night against Toronto in Ottawa. They came out and they won 3-2. So 1-0 there, 1-1 for the Toronto side. Toronto is a minus 255 favorite in this game. Total of 6. Are we going back to Ottawa?
Looking at this one here, Anton Khudobin and Jack Campbell is going to be your goalie matchup. I'm passing on this game personally. And one thing I'm really going to look for with this Ottawa Senators team this year is similar to what we got with I'm trying to remember what other team we went over earlier, where as a home dog, I'm totally interested in them. I forgot which team I said that I liked as a home dog. But, I mean, the Ducks were a team I mentioned during the recap as a home dog I'm going to like this season. But on the road here, I'm going to stay off this game. I think this game's priced correctly. I mean, I still don't think a hockey team should ever be a minus 250, so it would be a lean towards the Ottawa Senators in this spot at 225. But this is just not a spot I needed to get to. This is a very wide spread. I mean, if you're looking to get involved in this game, I mean, my favorite play would probably be Ottawa plus the goal and a half at minus 115. I think they can keep this game close. They've always been a thorn in the side of the Toronto Maple Leafs. They were last year, where they played a lot of close games against them. And I think they can do that again this year. So it'd be a lean towards that Ottawa Senators puck line at plus 1.5. But once again, not something I needed to get to.
Fair enough. Because I know the plus 1.5 puck lines will come in a lot more helpful than, say, the plus 1.5 run line in baseball. Just because you're not going to get a 3-point goal in hockey.
Exactly. You can't score a 2-point goal in hockey.
So taking plus 1.5 on bigger sized dogs, if you think it's going to be a close game, could be a good angle to try to work with in the NHL this year. So it's pretty interesting. As somebody who doesn't really know hockey all that well, it's good to try to look at certain numbers, certain trends, and be able to figure it out for myself. So that's kind of cool. We'll keep on moving on. We get the Chicago Blackhawks taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins in Pittsburgh. Chicago 0-2 this year. Losses against the Colorado Avalanche on opening night, and last night in against the Devils in overtime. On the other side, we get the Pittsburgh Penguins, who are 1-1 this year. had a nice win opening night against the Lightning, and then an overtime loss the other day to the Florida Panthers. They came back in that game. They were down like 4-1 in that game, or 4-2, caught back up, tied it up, forced it into overtime, and then they lost in overtime. But Pittsburgh's minus 140 in this game, total of 6. Where are you looking at this one?
Yeah, this line opened, I believe, at Pittsburgh around minus 180, and this has dropped all the way down to Pittsburgh minus 133. Rightfully so, because there's no reason Pittsburgh should have been that big of a favorite. They are still without they're still going to be without Russ's day-to-day now. They're without Crosby, and they're without Malkin. And I don't think that the Penguins should ever be this big of favorites against actually a halfway decent Chicago Blackhawks team. Yes, they did lose again last night in overtime. They did score 2 goals late to force that overtime against the New Jersey Devils. And this is probably why I'm just staying off this game in general. It would have been a lean towards the Blackhawks if you got it at an earlier price. Now it'd be a Pittsburgh or nothing spot. I mean, you get Chicago coming in on a back-to-back. Granted, you do get Marc-Andre Fleury in net tonight because you put Kevin Lankinen in net last night against the Devils. And still you're getting a Pittsburgh team without their big players. So this one was a pretty simple pass for me. If this game drops down to minus 125, minus 120, as this line continues to drop here on Pittsburgh, if I can get around minus 125, minus 120 on the Penguins, I might post that up as an official play. Lean towards Pittsburgh in this game, not getting involved.
Fair enough. That's fine. We don't have to get involved in every single game just because they're up. And keep in mind, all these games are on ESPN now, so you guys can watch any of them. We got 6 games left in the slate. We get the Vancouver Canucks coming off of a overtime win yesterday against the – who did they beat yesterday? Flyers in their opening game. And then they also came off of a 3-2 loss in a shootout against the Edmonton Oilers. I'm still learning. And then on the other side, we get the Detroit Red Wings, who came off of a ugly collapse in that third period against the Lightning. They were up 6-3, ended up losing 7-6. So it didn't. And correct me if I'm wrong, one of their players had 4 goals in that game.
Tyler Bertuzzi put up 4 goals, and it meant absolutely nothing.
That's kind of sad. But Vancouver, minus 115 favorites. So it's essentially a pick 'em in this game. 5.5 total in this game. How about this one, Nick? Where you going?
Yeah, we get Vancouver on a second half of a back-to-back in this spot here. So it's going to be Yaroslav Halak in net for Vancouver, taking on Alex Nedeljkovic. Nedeljkovic, one of the finalists for the Calder Trophy last year for Rookie of the Year with the Carolina Hurricanes. They gave him up to the Detroit Red Wings for a pack of bubble gum and a couple baseball cards to be named later. I still can't believe he's a Detroit Red Wing that way. And looking at this one here, we do get the only thing that really concerns me for this game is Dylan Larkin got suspended last game from a hit last game, which I didn't agree with that suspension. But this one was an easy stay away game for me. I had this game power ranked Vancouver minus 117. It's Vancouver minus 115. No value on the line. It'd be a lean towards Vancouver, but I don't want to back this team on a back-to-back. I need to see what Yaroslav Halak looks like in net with this team. This is going to be his first game as a Canuck. So this one was a pass for me here, leaning towards the Vancouver Canucks in this one, but a pass.
Yeah, I think you're just trying to flex on us being able to pronounce all these Russian names and all these crazy, funny names in hockey. I get it. You know you're a Halak guy. You keep flexing on us being able to pronounce every single Russian guy's name that comes across the screen. But nonetheless, we'll keep moving on. I'll stop making fun of you for a minute until the next time I make fun of you. We get the Carolina Hurricanes in Nashville. Carolina coming off of a 6-3 win against the Islanders at home 2 nights ago. Nashville on that same night had their opener and lost to the Seattle Kraken. This game is essentially a pick 'em, minus 105s on each side. Minus 110 for Carolina. Carolina's slight favorite in this game. Total of 5.5. Where are you going in this one, Nick?
Yeah, looking at this one, Frederick Anderson, UC Saros should be the starting goaltenders. They're both expected, none confirmed. Carolina coming off of a very nice win. They did look good in that game. Also, the Islanders looked absolutely horrible. They looked super flat in that spot. And a lot of sloppy turnovers by the Islanders in that game did lead to some goals. They had the empty net goal at the end. They had a bad turnover in the second period, which led to an easy goal for Martinook. But looking at this one here, I do like the Carolina Hurricanes in this spot. But not from a perspective of a money line. I double up on this spot here. One thing we should start to expect with the Carolina Hurricanes this year is higher scoring games. I like the over in this game, over 5.5 goals. And I also like the team total over for Carolina at 2.5. This is going to be a great Carolina offense this year. With that, they have a really good set of forwards. Sebastian Aho, of course, Andrei Svechnikov, Vincent Trocheck, Teuvo Teravainen. They brought in Ethan Bear and Tony DeAngelo. They brought in Kakaniemi from Montreal. This is going to be a good offensive team in these Carolina Hurricanes, and I think their defense is going to struggle a little bit. They're losing a couple of their defensive players. That is not going to be helpful. But I'm going to go with the over in this game, over 5.5, and the team total over for Carolina as well. I expect some goals in this game.
Fair enough. And once again, you're trying to flex with all these big names. I know you did that one on purpose.
I did not, actually. I was just looking at the players that they had on these teams.
Fair enough. We get 4 games left. This one is a 9 o'clock game. St. Louis Blues taking on the Colorado Avalanche. Blues having their first game of the season, and Colorado coming off of a 4-2 win versus the Blackhawks on opening night, day after opening night, second night of the year. Colorado minus 140 in this game, a total of 5.5. Are you jumping back on the Avalanche, or are we singing the Blues?
I'm passing on this game. We get Jordan Bennington and Darcy Comfort, the pitching matchup, the goalie matchup here in this one. And the one thing that's really keeping me off this game is the laundry list of injuries that this Colorado team already has. No Devon Taves. He's on the long-term IR to start the year. And I don't think he's returning. I think that's what NR means, is not returning. Pavel Francois, their backup goalie, is on IR. They still don't have Nathan McKinnon. He's in COVID protocols. Gabriel Landeskog and Nichushkin are going to be out as well. And this is a really stretched thin Colorado team. And there's a reason why this team has gone from a minus 175 down to a minus 144, is they're missing a decent amount of players. I had this game handicapped at Colorado minus 173, but I need to make some adjustments for those injuries. So, I strictly at where I power rank the game, there's value here on the Blues if you really want to get to it. They should be around, minus 163 now. So that line has gone, or that my power ranks has dropped a little bit for them. But I just can't trust Colorado with all these injuries here. So if you want to get to Colorado, that'd probably be where I would lean, but I'm absolutely not getting involved here with all the injuries here on the side of the Colorado Avalanche in this one.
Fair enough. We got 3 games left into the 10 o'clockers. Calgary Flames, Edmonton Oilers. Calgary making their first start of the year, first game for them. Edmonton coming off of a shootout win versus Vancouver. We get a Edmonton at a minus 145 in this game. Higher total of the night, 6.5, which you're going to see a lot with the Canadian games, I guess. So Calgary, Edmonton, who you like?
You're going to see that a lot with Connor McDavid on the ice. You're looking at this game here. Jacob Markstrom, expected goalie. Mike Smith, confirmed goalie in this one here. Edmonton coming off of a 3-2 shootout win versus Vancouver in their first game. They had a 2-0 lead late and blew it and went to overtime and won it in the shootout. And looking at these two teams, there are some injury concerns here for both sides. Tyler Pitlick is day-to-day. Blake Coleman's out for these Calgary Flames. On the other side, no Devin Shore, no Josh Archibald on the long-term IR, no Zach Cassian, no Oxford Clefbaum. Their backup goalie, Alex Stalock, or the third-string goalie, Alex Stalock, is on IR. This is still a very talented Edmonton Oilers team and a very underrated Calgary team here. I had this game projected around a minus 107, minus 108 here for these Edmonton Oilers. So I definitely see some value here with these Calgary Flames in this spot. I got them plus 130 here. I like the Calgary Flames in this spot. I think they're able to pull off the upset here versus the Edmonton Oilers in this game. I'm not super high on the Edmonton Oilers this year. Their defensive core looks weak, and their solution to replacing Ethan Bear was Duncan Keith, which is a major downgrade. I just don't. I like the addition of Zach Hyman on this Edmonton Oilers team, but this is a spot where, once again, I think depth is going to come into play here for the Edmonton Oilers. I like the Calgary Flames here as a road dog here at plus 130.
Fair enough. Got 2 games left. Winnipeg Jets are in San Jose to face off against the Sharks in this one. Winnipeg is a minus 140 favorite, total of 6.5. Winnipeg coming off of a ugly loss versus the Ducks. San Jose Sharks are making having their first game of the season. Minus 140 for the Winnipeg Jets, total of 6.5. Anything in this game?
This is a dog or pass spot. I'm going to be passing on this game, but I like the home dog in this spot here. I think that this is a decent spot for them. Looking at it, we get Connor Hellebuck versus Aiden Hill. I think Aiden Hill can be a pretty decent goalie. He showed promise when he was in Arizona last year. The only player really out here for the San Jose Sharks is Evander Kane, a.k.a. the Pete Rose of the NHL. And this is a Winnipeg team where I am expecting big things from Winnipeg here. I have this game power ranked at around Winnipeg minus 110. So I just don't think they should be minus 140 favorites in this game. So that's why I would be leaning towards the dog here in the San Jose Sharks. Once again, keep an eye out. I might be posting up on the community tabs some extra plays tonight. San Jose Sharks may be one of those teams I get to as a home dog, depending on how the early slate goes for my college football and everything like that. If I'm having a good day, you might see me post a couple more plays that I'm leaning heavily towards that I just never got around to betting. I may be adding some stuff on later in the day. The San Jose Sharks may be one of those teams.
Sounds good. Richie P's up in the chat saying, "What's up, Nick and Tim?" He already hit the like. You already know he hit the like. Appreciate that. Final NHL game of the day. Man, this is a lot of games. Minnesota Wild taking on the Los Angeles Kings. This one is a pick'em. Minus 105, minus 105. We get both teams coming in 1-0. Minnesota played last night. They won in a shoot. No, they won in the last second against the Ducks. Yeah, that was a later game last night. They get to go up against the LA Kings, who played against the Vegas Golden Knights and took care of business there pretty easily 2 nights ago. So they're going to come in on a little bit of rest at home. Minnesota traveling to LA tonight on a back-to-back. Where are you going in this one, Nick?
Yeah, this is one of those games where I feel dirty putting this game up as an official play because the number I got it at, I'm absolutely in love with. And the number it is at now, I can't stand it. So this one was a borderline play that I wasn't going to give out as official play. I'm on the LA Kings in this one. I'm rocking my Kings jersey today. I have a bunch of different jerseys, but I'm sorry, Terry Edelman, if you're watching this, look away. I think the Kings win this game and win this game pretty handily. I think this Kings team is going to be a little bit underrated this season, and especially at home. I got them as a home dog in this one here at plus 127. To give you an idea of how much this line has moved, I've beat around a 35 cent line movement in this game. That's why I'm absolutely in love with the price I got and not what it is right now. I had this game lined as a pick'em. And now it is a pick'em. So if I had to go with anything in this game, it would be a pass. But seeing that I got the Kings the way at the price I did, I love the Kings in this spot here. You get the Minnesota Wild off of on a second half of a back-to-back traveling. Granted, from Anaheim to LA, so it's not that far of a trip.
No.
But this is a Kings team that, I like the Arvidsson move in the offseason. And this is going to, and they got Philip Deneau, which is a good two-way defensive center. So this is going to be a sneaky team. I like Cal Peterson in net. I think he's going to have a decent season. It's Capo Kakinen in net. It's not Cam Talbot. So I think that's another plus towards the LA Kings in this spot. I'm sorry, Terry Edelman. Give me the Kings in this spot over the Wild.
All good. All good. Should be a winning day. Only 10 likes. Looking for a 2 to 3 team parlay. Take some of the picks in the scroller when they come back around and go with those. I know for the 2 baseball, we'll send you the plays in a little bit, but I know for the 2 baseball games we are on Houston and the Braves. Those are 2 teams, and then we'll send you the rest of the plays in a little bit. But that should do it for all the games. Quick housekeeping before we head on out for today. Long stream, over an hour now.
Yeah.
If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. We appreciate all the support. Sorry. Check out all the links in the description below. Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, Facebook, Picks and Parleys, Premium Plays, and our merch, all linked down below. Speaking about Picks and Parleys, Craig did his show last night. You can check that out on Picks and Parleys. He gives out his 4 plays and one of the plays from the consensus report. Me and Nick are live now. You'll see Higgs most likely be live in a little bit if he's not already live because it is the earlier day with college football. Allie should be live around 1:30. No game time decision today. I don't believe there's a total chaos. There's a total chaos from for NFL from last night, or that was posted last night. If you guys want to check that out. And then there will be some free pick videos on Earle Sports Bets tonight. If you guys want to check those out as well. Come on, hit the like button for these guys, please. These guys work hard. We appreciate that, Fernando, of course. Quick recap, and then a head on out for today. My slate is easy. I like the Houston Astros and the Atlanta Braves. For college football today, we are on Miami +8, Rutgers -2.5, UCF +21.5, Iowa -11, Georgia -21.5. We got a bunch of other plays, but those are up on the site. And then Nick, for your hockey.
Yeah, I'm not going to go over and repeat what I got here for the college football slate because Tim already just mentioned all those.
Yep.
For hockey in this today, I like the Arizona Coyotes here in the early game, and then I didn't get too much action here. I like the Seattle Kraken on the money line here. Pittsburgh Penguins and San Jose Sharks may be late day ads, so keep an eye out on the community tab. I might be adding the Penguins and the Sharks later. I like the team total over and the full game over here for the Carolina Hurricanes. I'm on the Calgary Flames here at +130, and the LA Kings, I personally got it +127. So should be a good slate here for that. And then for baseball, I'm on the Houston Astros, and then I'm going to add the Braves on later when that line does come out.
Has it come out yet? Let's see. I want to take a peek to see if it has come out. Nope. Okay. Sounds good. But that should wrap it up for today's stream. Appreciate it, guys. Of course. But that should wrap it up. Nick, go ahead and finish on out for today.
Yeah, so that's about do it for the show. We want to thank you guys as always for watching. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and turn on those post notifications so you guys are notified each and every time we are live here on ESB, which is every single morning, 10 or 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Earle Sports Bet Show. So that's going to just about do it for this one. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always with my brother Tim, and this has been another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. Thank you guys, and good luck.
See you guys.